Ghost pepper cheese. Only here through November. Get it before it vanishes. Visit Penn Station or order on our website or app. Penn Station. Love yourself.
All right, you guys are going to be in.
Hey, this is Dave.
We got about 2 minutes left in this block, and then your 40-second opening billboard. So you'll be on like about 9:31, somewhere around there.
Watch them shut down. You score on every play. Or just
Yes, sir.
offer.
If you can.
Ask your mom.
Absolutely.
So visit OHDNKY.com or call 513-347-DOOR.
Make it more at Thomas More University. Our Saints Essential program is designed with you in mind. Enjoy all-access dining plans, easy parking, and more included with your tuition. Visit campus and schedule now at thomasmore.edu.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well,
No coaches for the first segment, correct?
ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-823-5544. 800-823-5544.
I'm Bill Weber.
And I'm Adam Weber of AE Door and Window.
Where it's fall specials time.
Right now, put no money down and get 0% interest for 2 years. Plus, take 5% off your total order when you combine and save on entry doors and windows from Provia and Pella, Summer Space Awnings, and Clopay Garage Doors.
Purchase a LiftMaster garage door opener
and save up to $125.
Don't miss out on these great savings now through November 30th at AE Door and Window.
Details at aeDoorSales.com.
We sell the best, that service the rest. AE.
The High School Football Tonight Show is brought to you by AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. Penn Station, hometown love in every sub. Thomas More University. Accelerate your career with a business degree from Thomas More University. And by Kelsey Chevrolet on Route 50 and 275 in Lawrenceburg. Greater Cincinnati's fastest growing full service dealer. And
Stand by.
#1 Chevy lease dealer. All because of your family believing in ours. From our family to yours. KelseyChev.com. This is High School Football Tonight.
Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome in to the High School Football Tonight show powered by TriStateFootball.com here on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360. My name is Safwan Alvi. I will be your host, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime, the Don, the man, the myth, and certainly the legend. His name is Greg Shoemaker, and we are TriStateFootball.com. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms on Twitter and Instagram at TS Football. Again, that's at TS Football. You can like us on Facebook and subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Just search TriStateFootball.com. And you can also listen to our coaches' interviews on the pregame and postgame show. Anywhere you get your podcast, just type in TriStateFootball.com. We want to thank Joe Waddell for holding it down behind the glasses for us. And we want to thank Haley Valadingham and Adeline McCullum from TGIF Football for joining us again. You can find out more information about their live Red Zone show, Friday Football Live, at their website, TGIFfootball.com. And you can add them on Twitter at TGIF Football. And it is playoff action all across the tri-state area, Greg. We are with you until 11 p.m. Eastern time, talking all things. Oh, you know, I got to do it. Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? Yes, it is playoff action. We got sectional finals happening over there in Indiana, the second round over here in Southwest Ohio, and of course the first week of the playoffs over there in Kentucky. We actually got a game playing right next to us as well. Greg, we have dominating performances. We have so much to get to tonight in the playoff action all over the tri-state area, but we'll quickly break down the game that we just heard right here on these airwaves. The St. Xavier Bombers were taking on the Lakota East Thunderhawks, and Greg, at the beginning of this game, it looked like Lakota East might gain some momentum, right? You pick off Jackson Fry on the first offensive possession, you score a touchdown, you're up 7-0, and After that, it was just a snowball effect, and the Bombers just took over the game, 42-7 victory there. After 2 weeks of not playing, right, it was that rest versus rust factor, but the Bombers quickly put that to bed.
Yeah, they really did, and nice job tonight. They ran Daniel Vollmer. That's the guy you got to have run the football, and they contained Ryder Hooks, did not let him get his game going. But you know what was a big help in that? You get out ahead against Lakota East, and you can have them pass the football. You don't have to worry about Hooks breaking off some long runs. He had a couple in the first half, but boy, they played fantastic, especially made plays down the stretch when they had to in the second half. A really nice all-around performance, every which way, even, special teams doing their thing. Very impressive. And now, we're looking at it. It's not quite over yet, but Moeller's looking like they're going to beat Lakota West. And that could be a matchup next week, 2 versus 3, Moeller and St. Xavier.
Absolutely. The rematch is looming as Moeller is currently defeating Lakota West 26-14, and Greg just staying in the GCL South. How about the number 1 seed over there in Division 1, Region 4, the Elder Panthers? They were taking on the Fairfield Indians over there on the west side at the pit. And Greg, there was no problem at all for the Elder Panthers. It was the Tommy Becker show tonight for the Panthers offensively. 4 rushing touchdowns. The number 1 seeded Elder Panthers move on with a 27-7 scores. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, look, another outstanding performance by Elder, and I'll have some more stuff as this goes on about how good this team really is. I want to see a couple games finished tonight, but it will make it pretty interesting. 27-7 tonight, they win. Only give up 74 yards rushing and 123 through the air tonight to Fairfield. So another nice night. Again, Tommy Becker goes for 148 and 4 touchdowns on 32 carries. Estep was 11 for 15 for 108 yards. So they kept it on the ground, and they ran the ball very successfully, 180 yards on 40 carries. So big night for the Elder Football Panthers.
Absolutely, Greg. And I do want to make a quick transition and kind of lump these two teams in, right? The Elder and Lawrenceburg scores, right? They are brought to you by Kelsey Truck Country on Route 50 and 275 in Lawrenceburg, Greater Cincinnati's fastest growing full service dealer, and the Tri-State's #1 Chevy lease dealer, all because your family believing in ours. From our family to yours, KelseyChev.com, Greg. And speaking of some sectional playoffs going on in Indiana, the Lawrenceburg Tigers, Greg, dominating today. They were taking on Greensburg in the Class 3A Sectional 30 Championship, 41-3. Lawrenceburg continues the machine that they are on. And Greg, I know we've talked about this on and off the air. You really believe this Lawrenceburg team, can make it back to Lucas Oil, and they are looking the part right now.
Yeah, I think they're legit. Isaiah Williams has really ran the ball very, very well over the last 5-6 weeks, and he had another big night tonight. Sectional championship 4 in the last 5 years now for Lawrenceburg. They're 22nd in school history, so nice job for them. And in their 90th playoff victory against 45 playoff losses in their career over there in Indiana.
Absolutely. A lot of big wins over there in Lawrenceburg. And
89th win, sorry.
89th win, right? They will be looking for that 90th win next win. Yeah. Absolutely. And staying over there in the sectional finals, how about Milan taking on North Decatur tonight, right? That was the Class 1A Sectional 47 Championship, and it is back-to-back, Greg, sectional championships for Milan with a 27-7 win there. Defense reigning tall, and Milan staying consistent and winning back-to-back sectional championships.
Yeah, and we had Coach Ryan Langferman on in the pregame portion of the show, and you can catch that on Spotify. Just go to Tri-State Football Podcast, search that in the search box, and you will get that great interview with him. His 2 boys are playing for him right now and being very successful. One's a junior, Grant, and the other one's a freshman, Beckett. And Beckett's almost got 1,000 yards rushing. But this was the 8th time that these 2 teams have met, I think, in the playoffs over the last 8 years. And it's either one of them or the other one knocking the other out of the playoffs. And this time it's been the last 2 years, it's been Milan coming home successful with their 7th and now 8th sectional championship in school history. They only have 1 regional championship, and that was back in 1996.
Yeah, so it looks like that team is due. Yeah, they are due for a Tech sectional championship. And Greg, I do want to stay over there in Indiana. The game didn't go final, but it is a dominating performance over there for East Central over there in St. Leon, the Class 5A Sectional 14 Championship. Last time we saw the score was 35-0, so the running clock will likely start in East Central. Head coach Jake Miners, hopefully we'll talk to him here later on in the show. We got him on the line. But East Central, a lot of good team wins for Indiana. Indiana looking really good tonight for us, Greg.
Yeah, and look, that's the 5th straight sectional championship for East Central. The last 2 in Class 5A after winning the 2 championships in Class 4A the 2 years before that. So back in 23 and 22. So and I'm looking at this. This is the 9th, 10th, and 12 years for them since 2015. So it's like the 9th and So they missed just a couple, but boy, they have dominated the sectionals in the last 10 years.
Absolutely. Big nights over there in Eastern Indiana. I do want to segue back over here, Greg, to Southwest Ohio, talking some Division I, but let's talk Region 2, right? Because we got some local teams over here in Division I, Region 2. The number 1 seeded Middletown, they were taking on number 8 Lebanon, and the last time we saw this game was in the fourth quarter, should be going final here soon. Middletown with a 24-0 lead, Greg. Actually, this game, Lebanon had some drives going later on in this game, but Middletown came away with some big turnovers. Recently, C.J. Bryant just took a 95-yard pick six to the house to give Middletown the 24-0 lead. So it looks like they will be moving on, and Middletown has been impressive all year, and that continues now.
Great defense. I mean, we've seen it all year from them, and it continued tonight. And we haven't talked about it yet, but this is a night of fog bowls, and this was a fog bowl up at Barnett Stadium in Middletown. And hats off, a great year by Lebanon. Luke Failer did an awesome job there at quarterback for him. But, tonight they just ran into a team that was a little bit quicker, a little bit bigger, and a little bit faster than they were. So Middletown's doing great. I have to take a look and see who they play in the tournament next, but it's they're rolling. They're rolling pretty well.
Yep, number 1 seeded Middletown does move on. The GMC continues to be represented. And Greg, staying in Division I, Region 4, it's a game we actually got on the TV with us right now. So we might even give you some play-by-play here in about 20, 30 minutes. But right now we have Winton Woods taking on Princeton in the 5 versus 4 matchup. In terms of overall talent on the field, Greg, this may be one of the most, must-watch games. And currently Winton Woods with a 22-10 victory, or not victory, but they have a lead. It's 11 minutes, 50 seconds left to go in this game. Winton Woods defense playing really well. And again, it's a close game, but Greg, Winton Woods winning as of right now.
Yeah, and there's some quarterback problems over there at Princeton. I don't know who started tonight, but Lawrence Barnes wasn't in there. And Hambrick and Zion Neal were sharing the quarterback job or duties tonight. So it's been a rough night for Princeton. They've made a couple of breaks for themselves on special teams, and that's helped. But, boy, their offense is just not showing anything at all. And you can tell when they're throwing the ball. And Bryshawn Brown's having a heck of a game for Winton Woods right now. And they look very strong. And with Isaiah Garrett back for the 4th straight week with being up by 12 in this game, I look for a big, heavy dose of Isaiah Garrett as this game ends.
Yeah, it was actually 16-10. And as I was just saying the score, Bryshawn Brown just threw a touchdown to make it 22-10, and they're going to look for an extra point or possibly even going for a 2-point conversion. So again, Winton Woods beating Princeton over there 22-10 right now. And Greg, let's jump over to Division II, Region 8, right? How about the number 1 seeded Anderson Raptors, right? They were taking on the Withrow Tigers. Again, this game was in the fourth quarter. It was 29-0. Withrow losing, Anderson dominating that game 29-0. We know Anderson has a lot of talent on that defensive side of the ball. We saw that Ace Alston, right, their junior, got an invite to the Polynesian Bowl, right, this week, and there's been a lot of NFL quality players that have gone over there, and Greg, he's just one of many really good defensive players over there, and Anderson continuing their dominance this week.
Yeah, that was a very impressive game, second half especially out of them, because it was 14-0 at halftime. Withrow was hanging right around with them, and but, it's funny. I wish I could say some stuff, but I will be able to next week about that defense, even more so talk about them than they really are. But it's funny, I guess. We were talking about the Raptors have been so good on offense for so long. Now they got a defense to complement it. But, boy, Division II, winning the state title is going to be tough. Avon's good again. You got Hoban that's good. You got Maslin, Washington. I mean, so it's going to be a tough road to haul, but man, they are really good on both sides of the football.
Yeah, and Greg, I got slightly breaking news here. In a heartbreaking fashion, Kings loses to Harrison, 31-35. What I'm seeing here, Kings had the ball on the 1-yard line as time was getting ready to expire, and they could not get in at the 1-yard line. Again, we'll bring more details as it gets closer, but what I'm reading right now, Harrison has defeated Kings 35-31. Kings with the ball, Greg, at the 1-yard line. They could not get in. Harrison pulls the upset, and they are moving on.
I expected this to be a good game and a possible upset because Harrison's lost 3 games this year to teams that are combined 25-5. One of those was C8CA. and they lost that game because they had 4 or 5 turnovers. But for the most part, they lost 2 of those games by 2 points and another one by 1. So they're 5 points away from an 11-0 start, 12-0 now. They're now 9-3. They're a good team, man. That Lahan kid at quarterback is having a heck of a year, and he had a 10 touchdown pass to Rother, the junior. They're the teammates or classmates there. Rother has had 10 touchdown catches this year. So, man, good win for them. Lucky. I mean, tough, heartbreaking way to go out for Grant Nuri and Kings.
Yeah, again, we're going to talk about that game more as we get on. We're going to take our first break. Again, we are just getting started. There's playoff action all over the tri-state area. It's Greg Shoemaker. It's Safwan Elvey, TriStateFootball.com. It's high school football tonight on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
We've been doing our own thing for more than 50 years at Gold Star. All so you can do your own thing. The Coney thing. The veggie thing.
Who should I try to get here?
The juicy flat top burger thing. The cheesy, crunchy, wrapped up in a tortilla, can't believe this is a thing. It's not what you'd expect from a neighborhood chili parlor, and we think that's a good thing. At Gold Star, you're invited to come as you are, like what you like, and follow your own recipe.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mela's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google ranking because it means we've delivered excellent service to our customers over and over again. So let us put our award-winning team of cleaning experts to work for you. Check us out at melaservices.com/football.
For 10 years, families have trusted Kelsey Chevrolet. Now we're driving forward with a new look, the same promise, and more ways to deliver.
Is that the Mariemont coach? Okay.
Experience the difference. From our family to yours, KelseyChev.com.
I'm Bill Weber.
And I'm Adam Weber of AE Door and Window.
Where it's fall specials time.
Right now, put no money down and get 0% interest for 2 years. Plus, take 5% off your total order when you combine and save on entry doors and windows from Provia and Pella, Summer Space Awnings, and Clopay Garage Doors.
Purchase a LiftMaster garage.
Is it the 266-6132?
On these great savings now.
Is it the number you sent when I dialed it? It said it was Steve Specht, so... Did you send the correct number for him?
Penn Station is turning up the heat. The Ghost Pepper Cheesesteak. Premium steak and fiery ghost pepper cheese. Only here through November. Get it before it vanishes. Visit Penn Station or order on our website or app. Penn Station. Love your sub. You craving what I'm craving?
Charlie Clifford with Blitz 5 Football. The wait is over. I don't know what else to tell you. It's Moeller and St. X, and Jackson Fry and Matt Ponatowski are going to duel to figure out who steals this chapter of the rivalry. Pre-game tailgate, 5 o'clock on News 5, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, whenever you get a chance, unless we don't have time, if you can get me the right number for Coach Leone.
5.
Whoa. More fiber?
All right, thanks.
Here, buddy, it's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah?
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your
Did you send it by email or over text?
frequent and complete bowel movement.
Okay.
Overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating.
All right, I just got it.
In combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess
Stand by.
away. Other side effects include gas, stomach ache.
I'll let you know when we get them on.
Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
All right, welcome back in. Safwan Elvey, Greg Shoemaker, TriStateFootball.com. It's the High School Football Tonight Show on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360 playoff edition, because we got the playoffs going on in Southwest Ohio, Eastern Indiana, and Northern Kentucky. The sectional finals over in Indiana, second round over here in Ohio, and the first week of playoffs in Kentucky. Again, big shout out to Joe Waldell behind the glass and the TGIF football crew for hanging out with us. We appreciate everything that they do, Greg. And I want to jump right back to the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard, right? You can go to tristatefootball.com/scores to see all the scores from the tri-state area. Jumping right back into it, Greg, let's talk some Division 4 Region 16 football, and maybe the most dominant team that we've had in the tri-state area this year. It's a combination, right? You could argue a couple different teams, right? But that conversation, Greg, has to start with Taft. They were taking on Clinton Massey tonight, a good running football team coached by a really good head coach in McSorley. But Taft, Greg, they continue their dominance. They actually gave up points tonight, believe it or not. Taft did in the second round of the playoffs, but they still took care of business 44-7. Greg, Coach Tyler Williams' team is just on a different role right now, taking care of business against a really good Clinton Massey team, dominating 44-7.
I brought this stat up last night on the roundtable show with Lance and Rocky on 700 WLW that Taft this year
got Coach Kozerski
has scored 15 touchdowns on returns, and they got 3 again tonight: an interception return, a fumble return, and a punt return for touchdowns. 15 touchdowns this season for Taft. They had 12 coming in on returns coming into the game.
Absolutely, Greg. And real quick, we are going to go back to the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard, but we are excited to have our first head coach of the evening. We have Bishop Brossard head coach Adam Krzyzewski. They got a big win tonight over there in the first round of the playoffs. Coach, I want to congratulate you so much on that first win in the playoffs, and of course, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's always good to get a nice win for our guys.
Yeah, I mean, talk about this one tonight, 30-6, and it seems like you guys were clicking on all cylinders in this one, especially as the game wore on. It seemed like you guys were really good.
You know, our defense has really done a great job all year for us. I mean, you look at who we've played. We played Sayre, who's a top scoring team in the state of Kentucky. We played Holy Cross, who's averaging 40 points a game. You know, we've played some really stout opponents, and our defense has really been up for the challenge all year. You know, there were times where they had to buy our offense some time to figure some things out. But ultimately, you know, we were able to move the ball like we needed to. You know, we came into this game knowing that Bellevue's got a great offensive defensive line, and we're going to have to be stout. We're going to have to protect our quarterback. We're going to have to figure out a way to move him, and we did a great job tonight. Really a great job all around.
Yeah, Coach, this is your 5th consecutive win. So talk to me about, you know, the resolve of your team. You know, earlier in the season when you had that losing streak, it seems like your team has bounced back. They're playing their best football now. They got a playoff win. Talk to me about the resolve and bounce back of this team, you know, peaking at the right time.
You know, we told these guys all year, the reason that we played the schedule that we play is because we don't want to play games that we're going to get running clocks every week. We want to play games that are going to help prepare us for a good playoff push. You know, next week we got Newport Central Catholic, a team that's got a great history, and they're known for being stout and making a deep playoff push. And if we're going to be able to compete with them, we got to play tough teams, which is why we scheduled Sayre and Bracken. You know, Nicholas County's only got a couple losses. Holy Cross is undefeated. I mean, you know, district game for Holy Cross, we had to play them, but we scheduled harder opponents with the intention of getting ready for the playoffs. And our guys knew that. You know, there were some times where we were struggling. You know, this is a very successful program in recent years, and you know, we had to learn how to fight through adversity in different situations, and our guys really did a great job rising to the challenge.
Let's talk about some of these guys on your team, and you know, you look at what they've done. This is your second year, and you know, you look at a guy like a Landon Spalding, over 1,600 yards passing, and you do a lot of different things. Offensively, you're sort of somewhat balanced, but your passing game has really shined for you this year. And Nicholas Cozy, we cannot forget him. He's had a great year for you too.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and you know, part of the adversity that these guys had to face, Landon Spalding was part of a 2-quarterback competition that we were having. We were set up to do a 2-quarterback system. The first quarter of the season, our other quarterback, Trip Wilson, broke both arms. I mean, it's a freak injury. It's something that never happens. If you've ever watched a basketball game and you've seen somebody take a charge, they reach back, they catch themselves, they get it back up. It happens 20 times a ball game. But, you know, that was one of those things that it's just been freaky with injuries all year. And Landon has risen to the challenge. Nick Cozy knew coming into the season that he's only a few interceptions away from a school record. Right now, he needs 2, and he's had his eyes on the prize all year. He's just been a phenomenal athlete on both sides of the ball for us. We've got offensive linemen that were pushed into the starting rotation for the first time, playing great. Really, really just a great job. And not to mention, we got a brand new defensive coordinator this year, came from Central Kentucky, won all kinds of football games down there and taught our guys a new defense, and they have just taken to it like it's air. They're just doing great things with it.
Yeah, Coach. We were talking to Coach Adam Kozerski from Bishop Brossart. They got a 30-6 win over there in the playoffs tonight. And Coach, that's kind of where I want to go with my next question is, I know you guys, go week to week and you're trying to get better every single game and you guys play such a great schedule. But when you're winning playoff games and you're, this late in the season and you kind of know what your team is, it's got to be a lot of fun, to see your team getting better every single week and see your players developing, your coaches getting better, right? You've got another week to play another game. It's got to be a lot of fun to see that.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. And, it was nice to see what these guys had, what kind of stuff they got when they went up against those tougher opponents. But, it's hard to see them building confidence, and it's tough to see them going through that because it's hard for them to see the big picture sometimes. And when they see that big picture, right now they're starting to see that it's coming together. They're building off of the big plays that they're making. That's the kind of thing that's really encouraging to me is you're seeing the product of it, the product that was really hard to feel in the moments when you're going and losing those ball games. These guys are rising to the challenge.
Man, that's great stuff. That is head coach Adam Kozerski from Bishop Brossart as they win their first playoff game over there in Class State 1A, 30-6. Coach, I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's always good talking ball with you. It's always good talking Bishop Brossart. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon, all right?
Always a pleasure. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, man, how about that? Those guys are...
It's a big win over there, Greg.
Yeah, so they've won 4 in a row, and now they go in to play Newcath, who won big last night. They've won 6 in a row. Another big game. Like he said, he's playing those big games, and man, he was. You could tell he was fired up. He knows his team's turning a corner. You could just hear it in his voice.
Absolutely. And when we talk about, Greg, these Northern Kentucky teams, and as Coach was saying, so emphatically, this is why you schedule the hard games, and that's why if you lose a couple games, weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to get better as the season goes on. And right now they are peaking with 4 consecutive wins, and there's not anybody they can't beat over there in Class 1A.
Yeah, and now you get rewarded in RPI, for your strength of schedule, and so that's a good thing. And it's a little different, but it balances things out, especially as you go deeper into the playoffs. You're going to get those better matchups, and you're going to get the matchups you deserve when you play those tougher schedules.
Absolutely. That was an awesome interview. I want to thank Coach so much for joining us.
It was great.
All right, Greg, I do want to go back to the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard and continue our Division 4 Region 16 talk before we talk to Coach. We mentioned how Taft dominated tonight, but how about the number 1 seed that also dominated tonight, the Indian Hill Braves, right? They were taking on Washington, the Washington Courthouse.
Washington Courthouse,
yeah,
Washington.
Yes, Washington Courthouse, Washington. Yes, that is their name, right? Indian Hill, Greg, absolutely dominated this game from the first whistle. It was 57-14 was the final score, and Indian Hill, they really took the foot off the gas because they had 50 points, I believe, midway through the second quarter. So good sportsmanship there by Coach Rodenberg. But main point is, Indian Hill, they are playing some excellent football, Greg, and we know the collision course that is happening next week. We will have Indian Hill versus Taft, Greg, one of the games of the year in the entire tri-state area.
2 11-0 teams. It's a rematch from last year's third-round playoff game when the two of these teams battled it out, and Taft won it 30-14 to go on to the next week and win the regional championship for the first time in school history. So looking forward to this one. This will be at Taft again. So it's... they've been down there and done that, Indian Hill. We'll see what happens with them in that one. And a late one in Division 3, Region 16 that just went final. Yep. Baden 35, Alter 28. I was talking about rematches. That was a rematch from a couple of weeks ago back at Baden when the two teams, Baden won 28-14. They were up in this one big, and Alter came back and made it quite the ball game. But Baden moves on after that regular season loss in the finale to McNick. So... they looked pretty good tonight. They offensively, they had some firepower tonight.
Yeah, Greg, but all of a sudden with this Baden team, right? They did win this tonight, but it was a close game. As you mentioned, they lost the last game of the regular season. Is there something to maybe be worried about as we get deeper in the playoffs, or is this just good? You're playing good football teams and it's going to be close.
Yeah, McNick was playing for their playoff life in that last game, and Alter's already seen him once this year. You know how good Alter is. I mean, with Rod Owens and Drew Cripps and those guys and Nolan Ogburn up there at Alter, those guys are really good. So it's tough to win against that team twice. And Dom Sites, you're going to beat Dom Sites twice in a year. You can pat yourself on the back.
Absolutely. And always a reminder that the Baden scores are brought to you by AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. Our thanks to Bill and Adam Weber for their continued support of high school football throughout the years. All right, Greg, it is the top of the hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we are with you until 11 o'clock talking all things playoff action in the tri-state area. So stick with us on the High School Football Tonight show, powered by TriStateFootball.com on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
Dave the Door Guy with Overhead Door Company of Northern Kentucky with the joke of the day. Why did the garage door play for the football team? Because it was always open. For more jokes and unsurpassed garage door service, give us a call.
Okay, so just to be clear, Miners first. Okay.
OHD.
I'll go ahead and try to work on getting Miners on the line now.
OHDNKY.com.
Make it more at Thomas More University. Our Saints Essential program is designed with you in mind. Enjoy all access dining plans, easy parking, and more included with your tuition. Visit campus and schedule now at thomasmore.edu.
Some things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. That's preventable.
I'm just going to tell my boss what I really think of him.
That too. The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Colon cancer is common and deadly, but that's also preventable.
Oh my gosh, it's a bear! Let's get a selfie with it.
Preventable! The Alliance is doing its part to end colorectal cancer. Now, do yours. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor about the screening options available. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
Charlie Clifford with Blitz 5 football. The wait is over. I don't know what else to tell you. It's Moeller and St. X, and Jackson Fry and Matt Ponatowski are going to duel to figure out who steals this chapter of the rivalry. Pre-game tailgate, 5 o'clock on News 5, 11 o'clock in studio, WLWT, Blitz 5, full highlights and reaction. Plenty other great games around. We'll see you for Week 5.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mela's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google rank.
I was not able to reach Miners. I've called him twice. Do you want me to keep calling or switch back to Okay.
You check us out.
Oh, hang on. I think he's calling me back now.
/football.
Hello?
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just was.
Stand by.
But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save a
We got Coach Miners.
Subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
All right, welcome back in. It's 10:02, and we are not even close to being tired. Stephon Elvey, Greg Shoemaker from TriStateFootball.com, talking all things high school football in Southwest Ohio, Eastern Indiana, and Northern Kentucky. And Greg, we are excited to be joined next by our Indiana head coach, right? Because we're talking some sectional finals football. We have East Central head coach Jake Miners joining us on the hotline right now. They won the Class 5A Sectional 14 championship with a 35-0 win against Whiteland. Coach, I want to congratulate you on another sectional finals championship, and of course, thank you so much for joining us as always.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. Just an incredible night for East Central's football program. We had to go on the road. We're actually on a bus ride home right now, and it's about an hour and 30-minute trip. So, our guys happened to make a trip up towards Indianapolis, and to be able to come out and perform the way that we did, a huge turning point early in the game, actually on the opening drive.
they drove all the way down the field, and then senior Niden Houston, our strong safety, had over 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. That just changed the momentum of the game completely. And our defense just played extremely well. And it was a great night for East Central, and really excited to win another sectional championship.
Yeah, it's the 24th in school history, the 5th consecutive, and the 9th in the last 11 years. Pretty impressive, dominating stats. And I think you now go into the top 10 in the state of Indiana in sectional championships won now with that one. So congratulations. But let's talk a little bit about handling adversity this year with your team. Mingus goes down, your star running back early in the year. And then you got Bellman comes in for him and steps up. Then all of a sudden you start feeling pretty good about things. But talk about when Ryan Mingus goes down and how your team handled that.
Yeah, the way our schedule is set up, we have 3 really tough games right out of the gate with Lawrenceburg Harrison, and then this year being Lawrence North, which is a 6A program out of Indianapolis. It's just really good. And, obviously I had big plans for Ryan Mingus heading into the season. He's an incredible running back for us, an incredible young man. And then unfortunately goes down during the Harrison game. And Colton Bellman came in late during that Harrison game, and, we ended up coming back in that game actually and ended up winning by a point against our rival. And then, heading into Lawrence North, and then all of a sudden we lose the game 32-7. Kind of feeling it a little bit. And, but this group of seniors, every time that they feel down, they always respond. And we have seen that repeatedly throughout the season, throughout the game, as the games have gone on here. And Colton Bellman stepped up in a big way. And quite honestly, if he were playing in another program and not behind Ryan Mingus, he'd be the starter in most of them. And he's an incredible running back. I think he's continued to build confidence as the season has gone on. We continue to build confidence, with him back there too, and try to make some play calls with the way, highlights what he can do, as opposed to what maybe Ryan Mingus could do. But he carried another big load for us tonight, and was able to lead us to victory tonight. But I got to give a shout out to our boys up front. Whoever we kind of stick back there, our boys make it happen, and our running backs are really good. Trust me, I got a lot of faith in them and love them, but our guys up front have been paving the way for them.
Yeah, Coach, and now I want to actually switch to the defensive side of the ball because you guys have played really well over your last 6 wins, right, including tonight. You guys have yet to give up more than 7 points in any one of your wins, right? So talk to me about this unit. Talk to me about some of your star players and how they're peaking at the right time.
Yeah, coming into this season, we knew we were going to be young defensively. We knew that we were going to start a couple sophomores. We've even have a defensive lineman who's a freshman that's been playing a lot of snaps for us. So it was going to take some time to develop those guys, and it was going to take some games for those guys to get comfortable playing at the varsity level and the level of football that we play at. But man, about mid-season, the lights just turned on, and it's our defense is led by a couple seniors in Niden Houston and Jake Lutz, Jake Bayer. Those guys have been playing phenomenal football for us. But some of the younger guys, Troy Sebastian's had a fantastic season for us. Chase McCracken he's a guy. He plays inside linebacker for us. He's leading our team in tackles as a sophomore. He's been incredible. There's another sophomore that's been playing a lot for us is Will Graff. Had his best game tonight, no doubt about that. And also Jared Cox and Big Hank Timon up front. It's been continuing to get better and better. So I think our defense has been peaking at the right time. And we knew coming into tonight, Whiteland's been averaging over 40 points a game, like the last 6-7 weeks. So we knew we had a tall task in front of us tonight. They have a really good running back and Jordan Palmer. That's one of the better running backs in the state of Indiana. And our defense rose to the challenge tonight and we're able to hold them off the scoreboard.
We're talking with Jake Miner, the head coach of the East Central Trojans. They win tonight 35-0 at Whiteland, and their 5th straight sectional title in 23rd and 24th in school history. And Jake, you're on the bus on the ride home from Whiteland. Do you have a team cheer that the boys could do for us before we let you go?
Yeah, I'll get you real quick. Here.
Yeah, let's
You
do
ready?
it. Yeah.
Hey, boys, I'm on an interview. Let's do a hoorah, 2, 1, 2. Jim?
We got it, man. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be talking to you soon. Best of luck, brother.
Appreciate it, Jake. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
And Greg, there it is.
812.
Yep. And Greg, we love that team spirit, right? That's why we do it, right? That's why we cover is for the kids, right? For them to have fun and for them to enjoy, these playoff action. There's nothing like Friday Night Lights. But talking about this team, Greg, they're playing their best football at the right time, right? Offensively, defensively, as Coach mentioned, a lot of young guys on defense that they were growing, they're maturing, and now all of a sudden getting this playoff experience. This is a dangerous East Central team.
I'm telling you, that sophomore linebacker, Chase McCracken, he's all that in a bag of chips, man. Wait till you see it. I think he's going to start getting some MAC offers in this offseason. So, and I think he may be better than that. So we'll see. It's been a while since they've had a one of those nice quality East Central. I mean, they've had some good ones, but like this might be the best of them. So.
Yeah. Extremely talented young man over there.
Yeah.
Extremely talented. Again, East Central with a 35-0 win and another Class 5A Sectional 14 championship. Greg, I want to go over to where we haven't talked about yet. How about the Bluegrass State, right?
Let's
First
do some
round
Bluegrass.
over there in Northern Kentucky, right? We had some dominating performances, right? There was a lot of blowouts, and it is the first
It's
round.
the 1-4 games in the
Yep.
playoffs, yeah.
So we talk. How about starting with Lloyd Memorial, who was undefeated, Greg, on the season, right? They have not lost a game. They won 48-0. Caleb Evans with 5 passing touchdowns over there in the Class 3A playoffs. Greg, talk to me about this Lloyd team because they may not get a lot of the pub that some of these other teams in the tri-state area get, but they're undefeated and they're playing some excellent football.
We're going to find out just how good they are in the next few weeks, but I think they're really good. Kyle Niederman does a great job with his team. Caleb Evans was 9 for 9 with 5 touchdowns last game. It was they played on Thursday, so yeah, it was. They're clicking on all cylinders, and you can tell he's one of those seniors that's like he's ready. This is his time, and sometimes you get these seniors that they're going to will you to victory, and that's what Caleb Evans is doing right now. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want this to end.
Absolutely. Pitching a shutout over there. Lloyd wins 48-0. And speaking of shutouts over there in Northern Kentucky, staying in the Class 1A playoffs, how about Newcath, right? Newport Central Catholic. They were taking on Trimble County tonight, and Newcath pitches a shutout, winning 42-0. And then over there in the Class 2A playoffs and KHSAA, Morgan County was taking on Walton Verona, and Greg, Walton Verona dominating that game 49-6. Anything standing out with these two games?
Yeah, those were last night games, and Walton Verona's win to me is a big one. They've been playing very well down the stretch. They've won 4 out of 5 after starting the season 1-4, so or 1-5. So they got their stuff together here. Their only loss in their only loss was to Grant County, which is a 4A school. They're a 2A school, but playing very, very well. They got Beechwood next though. And Beechwood's had a week off. The run may in for the Bearcats there, but. It's been a good turnaround for that team. They lost a lot of players, and that second-year head coach out there, he's doing a good job. I think it's Pierce is his name.
Yeah, absolutely. And Greg, how about we jump to some of the big schools over there in Northern Kentucky, talking some Class 6A playoffs, some Class 5A. Going to Class 6A, we had Simon Kenton taking on Oldham County, and according to their Twitter page, they won 31-0. And also in the Class A playoffs, 6A playoffs, how about the division, the running state runner-up over there, Ryle, right? They were taking on Eastern tonight, and they also pitched a shutout. A lot of shutouts over there in Northern Kentucky, 48-0, Greg. And that's where I want to go is this Ryle team, right? We saw them in the state championship game last year. They did come up a little bit short. But Greg, tell me about the prospects of this team as they dominated the first round, and they want to get back to that state championship game. It's going to be far, far from easy. But where do you see this team going?
Yeah, they've won 6 in a row, and they've scored at least 40 in the last 5 of those. And they've got the talent. They've been there. They've done that. They know what it takes to get back there. Again, man, but, South Warren's having a great year, and you got to play those teams from Bowling Green sometimes. And then you got your, St. Xavier and Trinity are still right there in the mix as well. And DuPont Manual. So there's some teams that are beatable there, but you still got Trinity and X, and South Warren's always good.
Absolutely. And then Woodford County was taking on Boone County tonight. Woodford County with a 54-7 victory there. And Greg, staying in, going to Class 5A, right? Another team that was in the state championship game last year, hoping to get back, is Cooper, right? They were taking on South Oldham tonight, and they won by a score of 28-14. A little bit of a closer game, Greg. And the Jaguars, same thing. I want to ask you, as they are coming off a state championship appearance and hoping to get back, what are their prospects right now?
I mean, they've won 6 in a row. Their last loss was to DuPont Manual, but they played much, much better. You got Keegan Marr at running back who went over 4,000 career yards today. He's the all-time leading rusher at the school, and you got the all-time leading passer in Northern Kentucky history in Cam O'Hara. So I think they're good. They, much like we were talking about with Jake Miner, this is a team that had to find itself at midseason after playing a tough schedule, and it looks like they have.
Absolutely. And I do want to jump over to the Class 4A. Greg, we're just running through some NKY scores right now, right? The Bluegrass State, two teams that are getting ready, Greg, to be on a collision course here soon, right? Covington Catholic and Highlands, both of them took care of business tonight. Covcath with a 48-21 win over Boyd County, and then Highlands with a 35-7 win over Greenup County. Greg, how are we looking at Covington Catholic Highlands? Are they going to keep on winning until they meet each other?
I really think so. I think that's where you're at in that league, and I'm not too sure the winner of that game doesn't end up going on to win it all. These two teams have gotten better as the year goes along too. Dylan Geyser tonight had 2 touchdowns and 110 yards rushing on 9 carries for Covcath, and Cash Harney just keeps doing his things. He was a good passing night for me. He went 14 for 17 for 204 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no INTs. And he spread the ball quite well. Owen Pitzer, the junior over there, he had 5 catches for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. They're using him a little bit like Michael Mayer over there. They're running him a little bit at linebacker, running a little bit on that sort of a wide receiver or a tight end. They can split him out a little bit. And if he gets his offense going as a receiver, that opens up a whole new option for Covcath, because Harney can run it, Geyser can run it, but if Harney has some time back there and a guy like that to throw it to, could be a fun few weeks for them.
Absolutely. Covcath and Highlands dominating in that one last score over there in Class 1A. Newport was taking on Ludlow, and Newport with a 42-7 win over there. All right, we're going to take a break. Coming back, we're going to talk to some winning coaches, right? We're going to get them on the hotline, and we're going to talk some Southwest Ohio football, right? We got dominating performances. We have all-time great games. Again, we're just getting started on the High School Football Tonight show, powered by TriStateFootball.com on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
For over 20 years, the Underground...
Do you want me to keep trying for Leon?
...and businesses who are looking for quality products with...
I didn't.
I'll text him. Providing you with the customized products you need.
Okay.
Deserve. To place an order, visit us online at theundergroundsportsshop.com or call us at 513-751-1662. That's the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field.
Hey y'all, I'm Blake Shelton. I love that country music connects people all over this great nation, but unfortunately so does something else, childhood hunger. 15 million children struggle with hunger in America. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks works to rescue our surplus food to help provide billions of meals to families in need across the country. Join the fight against hunger at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We've been doing our own thing for more than 50 years at Gold Star. All so you can do your own thing. The Coney thing, the veggie thing, the fries thing, the juicy flat top burger thing, the cheesy crunchy wrapped up in a tortilla can't believe this is a thing. It's not what you'd expect.
I did not get Bathiani, but I left a message for him.
At Gold Star,
I'll keep trying him.
As you are, like what you like, and follow your own recipe.
Penn Station is turning up the heat. The Ghost Pepper Cheesesteak. Premium steak and fiery ghost pepper cheese. Only here through November. Get it before it vanishes. Visit Penn Station or order on our website or app. Penn Station. Love your sub. You craving what I'm craving?
For over 20 years, the Underground Sports Shop has been the local favorite for sports teams, fans, and businesses who are looking for quality products with prices they can afford. From uniforms and sports gear to fan apparel and promotional items, we take pride in providing you with the customized products you need and the service you deserve. To place an order, visit us online at theundergroundsportsshop.com or call us at 513-751-1662. That's the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts.
Get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes a
Stand by. I got Derek Rehage on the line. So what did you say about Okay.
Like 200. All right, welcome back in. It's the High School Football Tonight show powered by TriStateFootball.com. You're on ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. High School Football Tonight is brought to you in part by AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. Thomas More University. Accelerate your degree with a business degree from Thomas More University and Penn Station. Hometown love in every sub. Greg, we're rolling right along here, talking to some head coaches, some winning head coaches here in some playoff action around the tri-state area, Greg. And we are excited now to be joined by the head coach who played in one of the best games of the entire year, right?
doubt.
Playoffs or not, right? Talking Division II, Region 8 playoffs, an absolute classic that we will remember for years to come. It was number 7 Harrison taking on number 2 Kings. Harrison wins the game 35-31 in the final seconds, and we have Harrison Wildcat head coach Derek Rehage in the studio, well, on the hotline, to talk about this game. And Coach, I want to congratulate you so much on that big win tonight. I know it's probably a whirlwind in your mind right now, and so much going on. Just tell me how you're feeling and how after this big win and an upset win for you guys.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I think I told the boys one of the best wins of my all-time career, and I think it just ranks up there. I mean, the boys made plays. We threw a pick 6 right before half. We took time out with 2 seconds left to throw the ball in the end zone. Brady's arm gets hurt, and they score. We were going to go up. I don't know if we were going to go up, but we were up 21-7 at the time, and they come back and take all the momentum into half, and we're down 21-14. So, but just a whirlwind of emotions, and the boys just absolutely played amazing tonight.
So Brady Lahan hits his classmate Rother for a touchdown with 3 minutes left, 59-yard pass completion. And then take us through the last segment on the drive there by Kings. You guys stop them, on the one-yard line? But take us through those last few plays there in that final drive.
Yeah, we had them on 4th and 5, and the quarterback scrambled. And, well, first off, we had 2 guys run into each other on a kickoff because it was so foggy out. You couldn't see hardly anything. Like, we couldn't see across the field. It was so foggy in there. And so then we had 2 guys do it. They return the ball all the way back to the 30, complete a pass. It's 4th and 5 from like the 10. Their quarterback scrambles down to the probably 2-yard line. We hit him, knock him out of the game. And so they have to go Wildcat with number 1. And we made 3 goal line stops to win the game. And, Dan Schlake had 2, and I think Grant Dalio had the 3rd, and just absolutely phenomenal defense. And I think, part of it, guys, is we've lost 3 games by 5 points in the final seconds all year long. East Central lost on the final drive. CHCA lost on the final drive. And DeSales final drive. And tonight we made the plays to win the game.
Absolutely, Coach. And again, the weather conditions were obviously a big factor, but I do want to talk about that offense, right? 35 points. This is a Kings defense that has been really good all year long, right? It has a good unit. They're well coached, but it seemed like your offense was really up to the challenge today. Talk to me about them. And this game was back and forth, but it seemed like your offense was really clicking tonight.
Yeah, we ran the ball really well tonight. Early on, we ran our traditional stuff. In the third quarter, we had saved some stuff all year that we brought out, and it really helped us in the third quarter I think we had a 7-minute drive to end the third quarter to take the lead, and then they come back and take it, and then we used it again on that final drive. But really, our offense is set up by the run, and we take passes when they give them to us, and that's what we do. And we hit a reverse pass from Kyle Davidson to Rother early on that drive, and then, they went big personnel, and we caught them. I don't think they could see that we subbed, and we subbed into our normal personnel, and then we hit Rother on an RPO again. And just I think our run game is what sets everything up. I haven't seen the stats yet, but I'm sure we roughed over for probably 150, 200 yards.
Derek, when we talk about your team a little bit here, you're getting accustomed to winning in the postseason. This is your 3rd year in a row winning at least 2 games in the postseason. Can you tell, like your seniors now, can you tell that they understand that playoffs are a little different?
Yeah, and our whole vibe the last 2 weeks has been totally different. Like, just the intensity of practice, the kids holding each other accountable a little bit more. And not that they don't all year long, but
it's just a different atmosphere. You know, like we've gone on the road and won in this round the last 2 years, and tonight was, you know, we weren't fazed by it at all. Like we knew it was going to be a tough place. We know Kings is really good. We know they're 9-1, and they were 9-1 before tonight, and their defense had not given up many rush yards. So I was really concerned because our run game sets up our pass game.
Yeah, we're talking to head coach Derek Rehage for the Harrison Wildcats as they play an all-time classic game and on the winning end, 35-31, going to Kings and winning. And coach, again, I do want to harp on, and I knew you mentioned it too, that strength of schedule that you guys have out of conference. You played East Central, who just won a sectional championship over there in Indiana. You guys only lost by 1 point. You know, you play Talawanda, and they got Lance Cantrell over there, and you guys held them to only 59 yards rushing. You know, so you guys have played some really good players against really good coaches, and you guys have been in every game and winning a lot of those games, and that seems like it's really helped you, you know, start to peak at the right time in the playoffs.
It has, and that's what, you know, Coach Huber's done an amazing job with our defense. I mean, I think number 4 for them had 3 bombs of over 60 yards, and that's really how they scored most of their points, minus the pick 6. And then, you know, our run game just, it keeps us in the game. Like, it shortens the clock. We don't have to play as much defense, and, you know, it just, it feeds our team, and that's what it is. And we have kids that believe in it. We installed this offense 3 years ago, and it's just been phenomenal for us.
Next up for you guys, the Trotwood Madison Rams. Oh, boy, they got speed, lots of speed, but you'll be ready for that one. And, Coach, are you guys on the bus right now?
Yeah, we're on the bus riding back, and the boys are really enjoying this one. I'll have to say that.
Can you give us a team cheer on the bus? Can we hear the boys? You got something you can do for us? Oh, wait a minute. Wait, so Fawn's got one. Wait, so Fawn's got one more question for you, and then we'll get to the bus cheer.
Yeah, we'll get that cheer in a second. But, Coach, when you play a game like this in the playoffs, right, a game that's an all-time classic you guys will remember, you know, for a long time, this really, you know, has to put into perspective. You guys are working hard every single day, every single week, you know, watching film, all that great stuff. But when you win a game like this and it's in the playoffs, it really, you know, got to give you an appreciation for how good football is around the tri-state area, right, the Southwest Ohio Conference, right, everything that you guys do. It's got to be a lot of fun playing right now.
Oh, absolutely. And I told my assistant coach when I got on the bus here, I said, we do all this work for that 4 months for that feeling, because there's no high like winning that game tonight. And, you know, the feeling my son got to play with me. He's a sophomore for us, plays H. And, you know, tonight's a night I'll never forget as a dad, a parent, and a head coach.
All right, Derek, let's get that cheer from the Harrison Wildcats as we send you off on that wonderful bus ride back to the west side.
Got Coach Leone on.
Hey, gentlemen, that radio off. Hey. Hey, I got the radio station on. They want to hear fight, fight, fight on 3 at the end of this fight song. Can we get it? 1, 2, 3. Fight, fight, fight.
All right. Thanks, Derek. Have a wonderful ride home.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Greg, I mean, that's one of the games that we'll remember for years upon years, right? A big upset, right? Maybe not to Harrison, right? Because they were expecting to win that game, but right, a lot of the pundits, right, maybe even ourselves thought maybe Kings was going to win this game, but they came out, they played well, right? They ran the ball well, right? Harrison can play against anybody in this Division II Region 8. They can play against anybody.
Absolutely, they can. And you know, talk about another game that people are going to love forever. And that's the one that was going on tonight in Casstown, Miami East. And it was our boys, the number 11 seed Marymount Warriors, went up there and put a hurting on the boys from Casstown. And Nick Leone is on the phone to join us. And Nick, congratulations. Biggest win of your career, I'm sure. And boy, what a dominating one.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for having us on. That was an awesome win. You know, we walked in and we were feeling confident, but, you know, you always got to show up on a long bus ride. And we played our hearts out, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Coach, and, you know, looking at your schedule over here, you guys have played 3 consecutive road games, right? And you have played really well in all those games. Talk to me about, you know, the resolve of your team. You guys are traveling all around the place and, you know, taking a little bit of a longer road trip here, but you see your team is playing better and better. Even away from home, your team is always ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was our message this week is we're battle tested. You know, I think we've played a really hard schedule. I don't think people realize how good the CHL is. You know, Indian Hill, Wyoming, Taylor. We played Williamsburg this year. You know, and so, we had some ups and downs throughout the year, but it got us to this point. And now they know they can hang with anybody. Whether we got to get on next week we got over a 2-hour bus ride, and we're going to go do it and see what happens.
Where are you guys headed next week? It looks like you're headed to, where are you headed next week?
Indian Lake.
Oh, you're up at Indian Lake. Yeah. I was talking with some of the guys on the all-district voting, and they said that's probably one of the better teams they've seen up there at Indian Lake in a long time. So, yeah, that's not an easy bus ride. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about tonight's game. You know, Jack Simpson set the tone for you guys all season long on defense, and just talk about that side of the ball. To come up there and get they had that great running back up there, Justin. I think it's or quarterback. It's been
Quarterback,
pretty good.
yeah, that quarterback is a great player for them.
Yeah.
Lincoln Griesmer and Jack Simpson both really stepped up. You know, they had huge plays, huge sacks, a couple really. Then our defensive backs, I think, you know, they get left behind in the discussion sometimes. People like Luke Robinson and Vince Fiorina and Chase Raber. But you know, they didn't complete a whole lot of passes tonight, and that's because they were flying around, and they broke up some passes. They stayed deep, did their job, and then you know, Jack Simpson and Lincoln, they jump out on offense too. You know, Jack had a huge touchdown. He asked for the play. I'm never going to hear the end of it, but he called it, and he scored on a big pass. And Lincoln had a big play. They're two great leaders that you get to build your team around, and it makes us dangerous no matter who we're playing.
We're talking to head coach Nick Leone from Marymount as they go to Miami East and pull off a big upset in the 11-3 matchup, 30-0. Coach, and I do want to continue on with that defense, right? In the last two postseason games, right, the last week and this week, you guys have given up a combined 12 points, right? Talk to me about this unit. Seems like they're flying around, playing good football, and, you know, playing their best when their best is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have a new defense coordinator this year. Jim Barr has done a really great job for us. You know, we changed the scheme a little bit, and you know, I think when you change scheme, you got a few weeks to grow into it, and you know, now in week 12, they're flying. They're playing hard. They're playing physical. You know, they're helping coach up the defense now, and that's when you know you're in a good spot, is when the kids are fixing problems on the field. And you know, they respond. You know, 12 points last week, they were pissed. They were really angry about that, and so tonight that was the message going into the second half. You know, we're up 17-0. We said we didn't want to repeat of last week, and they went even faster in the second half. They were really a lot of fun to watch. And when we get the offense behind them, then too, we're a tough team. I'm really proud of how we're playing right now. It's really cool.
All right, Coach, before we let you go, you're on the bus. Can your team give us a cheer? Good old something from Marymount to we can send out on the airwaves. So let's hear it from your guys.
Absolutely. Here we go. Hey, fellas, we're on the radio right now. Give them 3 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, Coach. Well deserved.
Thanks so much, guys.
Good luck to you the rest of the way. I'm sure we're going to talk soon.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Awesome. Thanks for all you guys do. Go Warriors.
Thank
Go
you.
Warriors.
Good. Greg, top to bottom, that's one of the most impressive wins of the year, right? You go up and you take that bus ride, again, multiple straight road games, and they go in and play that well, right? Marymount, as you said, they're a tough team, right? And tough teams go out on the road and they play well.
So that quarterback they had at Miami East, they go 9-1. They win that league they're in, but they're in that same league with Sidney Lehman, and Lehman's quarterback this year threw for over 4,000 yards. So the quarterback at Miami East was second team all league. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. We voted him first team all district because he had that good of a season behind a kid that was first team, you know, all everything, and probably be the player of the year in that division, or Division 7. So, I mean, well, Marion Local's in that division, but that kid from Sidney Lehman's one heck of a quarterback, and that kid from Miami East is too. And man, to shut him out tonight, that's pretty awesome stuff.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We got so much more to get to, some Southwest Ohio. We got some Northern Kentucky, some Eastern Indiana. Greg and I are going to look at the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard and maybe even get another winning coach on the line. So stick with us on the High School Football Tonight show, powered by TriStateFootball.com on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
We've been doing our own thing for more than 50 years at Gold Star. All so you can do your own thing.
All right. Anyone you want me to try to snag here?
The fries thing, the juicy flat top burger thing, the cheesy crunchy wrapped up in a tortilla can't believe this is a thing. It's not what you'd expect from a neighborhood chili parlor.
All right, let's see if we can get him.
At Gold Star, you're invited to come as you are, like what you like, and follow your own.
I did. I left him a voicemail. Yeah.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mella's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google ranking because it means we've delivered excellent service to our customers over and over again. So let us put our award-winning team of cleaning experts to work for you. Check us out at mellaservices.com/football.
For 10 years, families have trusted Kelsey Chevrolet. Now we're driving forward with a new look, the same promise, and more ways to deliver peace of mind. Visit us today and experience the difference. From our family to yours, KelseyChev.com.
Penn Station is turning up the heat. The Ghost Pepper Cheesesteak. Premium steak and fiery ghost pepper cheese. Only here through November. Get it before it vanishes. Visit Penn Station or order on our website or app. Penn Station. Love your sub. You craving what I'm craving?
Charlie Clifford with Blitz 5 football. The wait is over. I don't know what else to tell you. It's Moeller and St. X. And Jackson Fry and Matt Ponatowski are going to duel to figure out who steals this chapter of the rivalry. Pre-game tailgate, 5 o'clock on.
I got Renfro.
11 o'clock in studio, WLWT Blitz 5. Full highlights and reaction. Plenty other great games around. We'll see you for week 5.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess.
Stand by.
Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess
Oh, we got Renfro.
at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
All right, welcome back in. High School Football Tonight Show. Safwan Alvi, Greg Shoemaker, TriStateFootball.com, talking all things playoffs in the tri-state area. We do want to give a big thank you and shout out to our sponsors here at TriStateFootball.com. They are very proud supporters of high school football. Gold Star Chili, follow your own recipe. Mella Window and Carpet Cleaning, the best in residential cleaning services, and the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field. All right, Greg, as we are rolling on this Friday night in November, that means playoff time. That means more playoff victories are happening, and we have another head coach on the line talking Division IV, Region 16 with CHCA coach Calvin Renfro. And from what we saw, we believe it was a 43-21 victory, so CHCA gets the job done over there in the playoffs. Coach, congratulations on a big victory tonight, and of course, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me. Yeah, really proud of the boys tonight, man. It was electric atmosphere out at CHCA. Tonight, really proud of our guys. We obviously played Brookville last year in the playoffs and lost in a shootout. And a big credit to our defensive staff for flipping the outcome of that one in the offseason. Offense got after the offensive line was great. And, yeah, man, it was a blessing. It was a ton of fun out there on this very foggy night here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because where CHCA sits, it sits in a very good area to get a lot of fog. And tell us about those conditions. How bad did it get at times?
Yeah, Greg, I'll tell you, we came out at halftime, and obviously we were trying to throw the ball tonight, so we were pretty pumped. It didn't end up raining, so we thank the Lord for that. But when we came out, man, there was fog sitting on the field, and I thought our band had set off some type of smoke bomb. And it got worse as the game went on. And fortunately, we were in a position where, we were trying to run the ball to eat some clock, so it didn't affect a lot. But if we were trying to throw late there, it would have been tough because the fog was dense. I could not even see the opposite sideline. So it was pretty crazy, but pretty cool, when you're playing football in November, to have an environment like that and just something that was a little bit different.
Yeah, Coach, talking about your team, you guys have won 8 consecutive games, right, going back to week 3. After that loss to Versailles, right, 35-21, it seems like your guys really flipped a switch, right? They turned the corner, right? You guys have played some excellent teams, right? You beat Harrison, who just won a big game over there at Kings, right? Roger Bacon, Purcell, Marion. These are really good football teams you guys are playing and beating. Talk to me about this run that you guys on, the strength of schedule. Seems like you guys are really peaking at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all about our boys. Like, our players, man, they are a resilient group. They are all about making it better. We call it 1-0, so we just want to win this play. But this group, ever since halftime at Versailles, so we had our way with them in the second half there, and that really turned the season. The guys started trusting each other, living joyful, just having fun playing football, but just getting after it. And this group, I mean, it doesn't matter. They just get over, they look over the sideline, they get the call. It doesn't matter if it's first down, fourth down, first quarter, fourth quarter. These guys just play, and they have a ton of fun. It's a very special, fun group to be around. And our coaching staff, man, we've got a veteran staff with a lot of college and longtime high school guys. And these guys just love and invest in the kids, and the kids have responded so well to them because they just coach them really hard and love them. And it's been such a fun run here for sure. So we're thankful to just get that dub so we can get one more week together with this football family.
Yeah, I mean, tell me a little bit about, the jubilation in the post-game locker room, because that loss last year to Brookville, the heartbreaking loss, you had to put up with it all off season. And now to get to this you don't know if you're going to get a chance to play Brookville again, and then you get to play them at home again, and then just do what they did tonight. Talk about just the vibe after the game.
Yeah, Greg, that's you nailed it, man. It was so joyful because this group of seniors, a lot of those guys were on that field last night, and even a lot of our sophomores, and they knew that Brooks, they do a great job up there. They're so well coached. They are super physical, and our boys answered the call. It was a lot. I'll tell you, Greg, in the locker room afterwards. Very joyful. We went in there and just celebrated the fact that we get one more week together because this is a special group, and obviously didn't want that to end tonight. But obviously, you couldn't script it any better. Obviously, when we saw how the bracket broke down, we knew we were going to get the winner of Brookville and Fenwick. We played Fenwick early this year, and part of us was probably cheering to get that rematch with Brookville because we knew how much it meant to this group of guys. And they're a worthy opponent, and it was a hard-fought game, and we're just thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah, Coach, before I let you go, it's a little bit of a loaded question, right? I do want to talk about your offense because you guys have scored 30 or more in every single game going back to week 3, right? You've had some 50 points, some 48 points, right? A lot of good offense. Talk to me about this offense and how they're clicking, and just, overall, before I let you go, I've been asking coaches about this. When you're winning in the playoffs, and like you said, you're seeing your coaches get better, you're seeing your players get better, the seniors and the young guys, the sophomores, this just shows how fun it is and how exciting it is, to play good football in Ohio and play in the playoffs. So talk to me about your offense and just the overall experience of, just playing good football in the playoffs.
Yeah, playoff football is special, man. It's different. Not a lot of teams are still playing, and it's fun, man. I'm from Georgia. I coached high school football in Georgia before I went to college, and then coming here, and it's fun, man. This Ohio football scene, especially here in Southwest Ohio and Cincinnati, man. It's a special, fun place to play high school football. And talking about our offense, these guys, they take coaching so well, and they play free. They have a confidence about them. A lot of these guys have been in this system now for 3 years. And, I mean, the offense, I'd say it starts with our quarterback, so Griffin Ryder Richard. He's a great player, but he's an even better human being. Like, genuinely, he's a humble servant leader, comes in every day to get better. And then we're loaded with senior receivers with Alex Wells and Marcus Sheenshank. Those guys absolutely get after it. Not just when they're catching the ball. Those guys, if you watch those guys perimeter block, they're incredible. And the O-line has really come together this year and give us a lot of time in the pocket. A lot of teams have been throwing a lot of different blitzes to try to get us to speed up the pass game. And that O-line has answered the call every time. We've been able to run it when we need to run it, like the end of the game Tonight, our running backs have just done a phenomenal job of taking care of the football and finding the creases. Our offensive coaching staff, man, those guys find creative ways every week to put our playmakers in a position to just be the best version of who God made them to be. And I'll tell you what, man, it's been a ton of fun to watch those guys operate just week in and week out. Just being able to know that no matter who you're up against, you're going to score is a lot of fun.
That is head coach Calvin Renfro. That's some awesome stuff right there, Coach. Head Calvin Renfro as they pick up a 43-21 win against Brookville tonight in the playoffs. Coach, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's always good talking ball with you. We appreciate it as always, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon, all right? We appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you guys so much, man. God bless. Go Eagles. Have a great evening.
Thanks,
Congratulations, Coach. Calvin. Man, tell you what.
Thanks.
I'll tell you
That's
what,
stuff,
those
Greg.
guys, he's got them playing well. And now they're in playoff royalty. Man, remember that time in CHCA had all those great teams under Taylor and under Mike, what's his name before that? It was there. He ended up going to Trinity up in Chicago. But just some great coaches there over the years. And now Calvin's restored that. Big time, man. Big time win. They're 10-1. They're in Region 16 royalty with that.
I've got Bathiani if you want him.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, let's go from there. We got more on the line.
Yeah. And Greg, actually, before we take a break, let's just do
Yeah,
more
let's
coaches
do it.
interviews, right? Let's just knock out some interviews because we love talking to some winning head coaches. We're going to go back to Division I, Region 4 over here, right? In a rematch. These teams have played a lot in the playoffs over these past handful of years, and the results are very similar every single time. And I know our winning head coach is very pleased about that. We have Moeller head coach Bert Bethiani joining us as Moeller took on Lakota West over there at Mount St. Joe tonight. 33-14 win for Moeller against Lakota West. Coach, congratulations so much on that big victory tonight, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for picking up. Sorry I missed you earlier. We're on the way back on the bus, so it's a little loud in here.
We like the bus rides back. They're good stuff, Bert.
Yep.
Safwan brought up something really talking about your familiarity with West over the past few years. Tell us a little bit about that. And, gosh, you see them every year. It's probably like seeing preparing for a GCL South team. You see them every year.
It definitely has that rivalry feel for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of kids that grow up in the Lakota area. They're over in Westchester. So my brother lives in Westchester. So there's a lot of familiarity between the two schools and between the guys playing against each other. So it was an emotionally charged game. Like you could just sense it throughout warm-ups. I mean, you could cut that tension with a knife. And they were ready to play. There was no doubt on both sides. I thought it was a physical game. There was a aggressive game on both sides. So, classical Lakota West Moeller football game.
Yeah, Coach, and we're talking about Moeller, right, the GCL South in general, but you guys, you got to start with that strength of schedule, right? You guys are playing so many good teams from, different parts of the country at this point, right? You're playing teams from like Chicago, and you're playing teams from like out of the state and different places, in teams like St. Edwards up there in Northern Ohio. Talk to me about this strength of schedule. We obviously know how great the GCL South is, but now when it comes to the playoff time, it seems like you guys are playing some really good football, and it's because of that strength of schedule.
Yeah, and that's what we tell our guys too, right? Like we want to play really good teams throughout the regular season. We feel like that's going to prepare us for later on because we want to find out what kind of team we are. We don't want to go through the whole season and then get to the playoffs and have some questions that were unanswered throughout the season. When you play these good teams, you're going against really good coaches, and you're tested every single week. So I just think our guys are battle tested, and they're buying into that. So I think there's a little bit more chip on our shoulder when we get into the playoffs, and you play those good teams. You have to have this drag it out, slugfest. You're a little bit more prepared for that kind of game. I think.
Bert, I want to talk about two of your seniors that came through big tonight. One of them you haven't had all year, Landon Adams, and he just came back into the lineup at the right time. 9 catches, 107 yards, and a TD tonight. He was a touchdown-making machine last year. And then Tyler Jocelyn. Man, that dude, I hope he gets his just due in Moeller history. He's not a guy that's going to play at any big school or anything, but 166 yards tonight and just carried your run game when you needed it big time.
Man, I tell you what, I wish you could see my face because my jaw dropped. I didn't realize the stats of both those guys, but oh my gosh, unbelievable job. And obviously Reggie goes out in the first series, and Landon steps up, and it is just a game changer having him back on the field. And even tonight, you saw Carson Kale back on the field too. He made a big third down catch that allowed us to go down and score on that drive. Tyler Johnson's Mr. Reliable. When we get into these games, everyone on the sideline knows we're going to get through this. And when we feed him, I think that everyone else feeds that energy. And he's just a pinball there. He just breaks a bunch of tackles and he thinks like crazy. So I know our line loves blocking for him. There's a ton of familiarity with him and Matt in the backfield where they're pretty comfortable in being back there together. But this senior class is just so special. And I got to give a shout out to Sam Hamilton and Cooper Putchin, just blocking their tails off on the perimeter. Sam had an incredible game. It was a big reason why we had the success on the ground like we did with those guys up front blocking and leading the way. So just really, really proud of the group overall. We are a special cause.
Yeah, Coach, and talking about your seniors, we got head coach Bart Bethiani with us from Moeller as they picked up a 33-14 win over there in Division I, Region 4, right on the defensive side of the ball, right? Connor Kuzo and Ricardo Harris, right? Talk to me about these guys on defense, right? You guys really played well on the defense, and these guys are the leaders of that unit.
Yeah, like when you're talking about our seniors, like Connor Kuzo has played a lot of downs for us. Christian Harris has played a lot of downs for us. Brant Emery moving over to the defensive side of the ball and playing safety and just being a ball hawk in the middle of the field. And then you talk about Ricardo Harris has had an unbelievable season. And Charlie Nelson and Indy Grosskopf up front too. I mean, just a ton of seniors that have put in so much work in the off season, in the dark, when no one's watching them. And now they're seeing that come to fruition right now. But the other young man I got to bring up is Marino Middleton. He is the heart and soul of our defense. He just changes the complexion of the game. He doesn't get enough credit that he deserves. Lopetta West is a fantastic receiver over on that side of the ball. And Marino traveled with him every single play during the week. And he wanted that. It wasn't like the coaches went up and asked him to do it. He comes and says, I want him. I want to guard him. And that's what we did. That was a big part of the game plan. So just all those guys that we mentioned, but I had to give a shout out to Marino too.
Yeah, I got to interview him in the preseason up there, and I'm very impressed with that young man. I'm glad we got to see him for a couple more years, and I'm sure you are too. And hey, Bert, before I let you go, the weather conditions tonight, did you have fog problems?
Yeah, near the end, it got pretty hazy. I don't think it ever affected us.
Okay.
Because we were running the football. Like we didn't have any issues. I take that back. Near the end, we were running. One of our players didn't see a signal, and they aligned wrong, and they're having a hard. So that happened. But at the end of the game, when we kicked off, I remember asking our special teams coordinator which direction it was kicking. He kicked it, and I'm like, I almost questioned, like, "Hey, you sure?" And he said, "Yeah, he ain't gonna see it anyway." And then, sure enough, he didn't see it. And he dropped it, I think, and then that was that. But it was towards the end of the game. It didn't affect us as much as you might think.
Okay.
Yeah, Coach, and last question before I let you go. I know you're going to enjoy this win, right? I know you guys are going to enjoy this, but next week, you guys do get a rematch, right, against your GCL South foe, the St. Xavier Bombers, right? And I know you're going to enjoy this, but, getting to play your rivals again, your seniors and your guys getting the chance to play that big game, one of the biggest games in the entire country when you guys play, knowing that's going to happen, that's got to be a lot of, excitement to think about.
Yeah, without question. We expect to play them twice a year, every single year. I mean, it's just the mindset. And if you're going to go play where we want to play, right? Like you have to expect you're going to play Princeton twice, Elder twice, and X twice. You just have to assume it. So that's a great opportunity for our team, great opportunity for our players, and we're going to be looking forward to it. It'll be a pretty tense week at both schools, but it'll be electric when we hit the field Friday night.
Yeah, that's head coach Bart Bethiani from the Moeller Crusaders as they won 33-14 tonight against Lakota West. Coach, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate you taking the time. We love talking GCL South ball with you. Again, congratulations. Best of luck next week. We're all excited for that game, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon, all right?
Hey, thanks, guys. God bless.
Hey, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Bert. Man, dude, I'm telling you, until somebody beats him,
we get the rematch.
Oh, by the way, I don't think he's lost to X, right?
A lot of wins.
I think he's got 4 in a row against X.
Yes.
So I was waiting for him to say, "Yeah, I own the Bombers."
Yeah, there's a lot of consecutive wins there, right? But as a respect,
that would have been great. I own the
Yep.
Bombers.
And he gets a chance to do it again. All right, Greg, we're running real quick. We're going to take a
Yes,
quick
let's do
break,
it.
and then we're going to come back and basically do a overall wrap up of what we saw tonight in the playoffs. You're watching, or you're listening to the High School Football Tonight Show here on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
Steve the door guy with.
All right, Safwan, I just texted you. So this will be our last break, obviously, and then I'm going to play a bumper when you have exactly 30 seconds left, and then if you're not out by the end of that bumper, then the Fox coverage is going to automatically take over, and it'll cut off whatever you're saying. So once you hear that bumper, you got 30 seconds on the dot.
That's OHDNKY.com.
Make it more at Thomas More University. Our Saints Essential program is designed with you in mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm saving the last one right now.
Or included with your tuition.
Yeah, they were.
Now at thomasmore.edu.
I'm Bill Weber. And I'm Adam Weber of AE Door and Window. Where it's fall specials time. Right now, put no money down and get 0% interest for 2 years. Plus, take 5% off your total order when you
Sounds good.
on entry doors and windows from Provia and Pella, Summer Space Awnings, and Clopay Garage Doors.
Purchase a LiftMaster garage door opener
and save up to $125.
Don't miss out on these great savings now through November 30th at AE Door and Window.
Details at aeDoorsales.com.
We sell the best, that service the rest. AE.
Charlie Clifford with Blitz 5 football. The wait is over.
Greg, do you want me to send it to just you or you and Dan?
Zane X,
Okay.
Jackson Fry, and Matt Ponatowski are going to duel to figure out who steals this chapter of the rivalry. Pre-game tailgate, 5 o'clock on News 5, 11 o'clock in studio, WLWT Blitz 5. Full highlights and reaction. Plenty other great games around. We'll see you for week 5.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window
All right, those interviews are headed your way.
years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service.
I'm sure he's not talking trash behind my back.
Our Google ranking because it means we've delivered excellent service to our customers over and over again. So let us put our award-winning team of cleaning experts to work for you. Check us out at melaservices.com/football.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or
All right, stand by, gentlemen.
view, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
All right, what a show it has been. We are here to wrap it up. Safwan Ulvi and Greg Shoemaker, TriStateFootball.com. And we want to remind everybody here in just a few minutes, live at 11, tune into WLWT Blitz 5. Join Charlie Clifford and Jaron May again here in just a few minutes. Turn on WLWT Channel 5. They have highlights and scores from across the area. Greg, we got a couple minutes to wrap this up. We did just see that the Princeton versus Winton Woods game just went final with Princeton making a comeback. At halftime, this was 16-3. Winton Woods was winning, but they lost the game 23-22. Greg, quickly tell me what you think
Another
about
heartbreaker.
Princeton moving on and Winton Woods losing a heartbreaker that they were winning by 2 scores at one
Yeah,
point.
that's a gut check time, and man, now we got next week Princeton in the pit versus undefeated Elder. Are you kidding me? That's going to be a tag team match, and you know how good Elder's defense is. This is going to be a good test. I really like Elder in this game simply because that defense has just been lights out so far.
Absolutely. And talking about Division I, Division II, right? Greg, the big teams over there in Southwest Ohio. Tell me what you're looking forward to in some of these next week's matchups.
Well, you know, you got Moeller and X, and I think that they said that game's going to be played at UD. Is that what you
Yes,
said?
University of Dayton, Welcome Stadium,
Welcome
correct.
Stadium. Haven't been up there for one in a while. Maybe I might sneak up there for the first half. Yeah, I like that. And let's talk about Division 4, Region 16.
Ooh.
That's a good one right now. Then you're going to have number 4 Taft at. Wait, is it number 4 Taft at number 1 Indian Hill?
Yep.
It's actually at a different spot. I was thinking that just the opposite. That was going to be a Taft, but no. That's going to be a good one. And in the middle game there, we talked to the head coach at CHCA just a few minutes ago, Calvin Renfro. Those Eagles are up at Germantown Valley View They're in Germantown against Valley View, and Valley View's 10-1, and so CHCA. That's going to be another good game. I really like those games and those matchups there as well. Division III, what do we have there? We still have Baden. Tippecanoe. Baden and Tippecanoe. Tippecanoe's only given up 53 points on the year. They gave up 7 tonight, but they are rocking and rolling. And then number 1 London's going to take on Jackson. The only game we really care about next week is Baden at Tip.
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. And anything real quick in Northern Kentucky, any team or anything you're looking forward to before we get out of here?
I think we got one more week before these things start really getting good over there, and then you'll get those sectional or district finals, and that'll be fun.
Yeah, and how about Eastern Indiana? Since they're deeper
how
in the
about that?
playoffs, they're way deeper in the playoffs.
Yeah, we
than
got 3 teams playing for regional title, or is it a regional title? 2 games, I guess, in the regionals, and then state, semi-state. So, but yeah, I mean, East Central moving on in Class 5A, Lawrenceburg in 3A, and Milan in Class 1A. I had some good coaches on this week, and Ryan Langferman in the pregame portion of the show. He was awesome, and it's good stuff there for Milan, back-to-back, and 5 in a row for East Central sectional titles, that is, and 3 for Lawrenceburg.
Absolutely. And that's going to wrap it up for us. So for those of you listening, we appreciate it. Greg and I will be right back here next week, right? The St. Xavier Bombers did win, and we'll be talking a lot of that Moeller versus X game. Thank you to the TGIF football crew as well for hanging out with us. Again, for Safwan Alvey and Greg Shoemaker, the entire Tri-State football team, thank you so much, Joe Waddell, as well, for holding it down behind the glass. We appreciate you listening to the High School Football Tonight Show, powered by TriStateFootball.com on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
This is Fox Sports
Look at that. Perfect timing. Well done.
Cincinnati, the home of Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd.
Love it. Have a good night, guys.
1960.